Chickasaw Trace Park in Columbia is known for its miles of trails and scenery next to the Duck River. It also sits right next to one of the county's landfills, one that's about to reach capacity. So county officials are looking to expand, possibly into that park. News Channel 5's Jonquil Newland shows us how this debate is now heating up.
Nestled next to the Duck River and its tributary Knob Creek, Chickasaw Trace Park spans 300 miles just outside of Columbia in Maury County. While owned by the county, private citizens do most of the work to take care of the park, which hosts nearly 9 miles of trails for biking and hiking. It also sits directly next to this landfill.
They've got to do the studies on the property to say.
At a Health and Environment Committee meeting, county commissioners reviewed their options and how to move forward with the landfill, which is mainly full of demolition building materials. One option being looked at is an expansion into Chickasaw Trace Park.
Please don't take our park.
Mike Sweeney with the county's solid waste department says currently the landfill has about a year or less before it's at capacity.
And that's if we don't have a major storm or some kind of disaster.
If it were expanded into the park, Sweeney says it would add about 30, possibly 40 years of use.
Yeah, obviously we are behind on this. You know, this is something we should have started a couple of years ago.
But to county residents, no one wants a landfill in their backyard.
I think Chickasaw Trace is our community backyard, and we'd be well served to protect it.
Along with miles of biking and riding trails, the Chickasaw Trace Park is also home to this model airplane airfield. Now, it already sits next to the landfill. However, if the expansion is approved, that means the landfill would be expanded directly next to this runway.
This landfill is taking up a park. It's not just a landfill taking up property somewhere else that maybe could be remote. This is taking up our park.
Commissioners are now racing the clock to find a solution.
I was more willing to take any suggestion that anybody has.
In Maury County, Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
The county also may consider closing the landfill and shipping out county trash. The issue will be brought up again at future meetings.
Relief is coming to I-440. TDOT will start patching up those pesky potholes in just 2 weeks. The surface of the concrete interstate continues to deteriorate. It was only meant to last 20 years. It's been 29. Contract crews will start working on the bumpy road beginning April 16th as a temporary fix, and the work will be done overnight. A major reconstruction project is also in the works. That will take 3 years to complete. Megan Barry is no longer the mayor of Nashville, but her multi-billion-dollar transit plan lives on. Tonight, Mayor David Briley slammed the critics and stressed the Let's Move Nashville plan is the best option.
His plan is the best plan available to Nashville today. Today's the moment we've disagreed. Now we got to commit. Everybody in this place has got to come together and decide, okay, it's not my plan. It's not the plan I would have drawn. But it is a good plan. It is the plan for Nashville. Now we have to get together and commit to do something good for this city.
Mayor Briley said the transit plan would also create safer, walkable communities and entice businesses to plant roots in Music City. The mayor even signed an oversized declaration of transportation independence, meaning residents can have options moving safely and independently. He also referred to May 1st, which is Election Day, as Transportation Independence Day.
Well, transit is also expected to be a hot topic in the upcoming mayoral race. 2 conservative candidates announced today they're running for mayor. News Channel 5's Emily Luxon talked with them both about their priorities. And Emily, why did they decide to run?
Well, both consider themselves to be outsiders and have never run for public office, but they said they wanted to run so that voters could have another perspective on the key issues, and that includes opposing the transit plan. 2 new faces have joined the race for Nashville mayor. Retired conservative radio talk show host Ralph Bristol and former Vanderbilt professor Carol Swain. For Bristol, solving the city's transit troubles is a top priority, and that starts by defeating the transit referendum.
This is the worst idea and the most expensive idea, and we've got no one running for mayor against it.
He proposes an alternative plan centered around better bus service and automated vehicles. He also says city government needs to be more open.
If I'm elected mayor, you're going to watch the way sausage is made. You're going to have a part in making it.
Swain plans to focus on reducing crime, increasing affordable housing, and improving the city's infrastructure.
We need to pause a little bit and absorb some of this growth and then decide, what kind of city do we want Nashville to be.
She also opposes the higher taxes that would come as a result of the transit plan.
It does not serve the interests of Nashvillians. It will not solve our traffic woes. It'll make them worse.
News Channel 5 political analyst Pat Nolan says the two conservative candidates may face challenges in a historically blue county and could split the conservative vote.
This is still a more Democratic, more liberal-leaning part of the state, and so therefore conservatives getting in probably start from a smaller base.
But both Bristol and Swain believe they can provide a fresh perspective voters are looking for. Candidates have until Thursday to qualify to run. Right now, the election is set for August 2nd. Mayor David Briley and Metro at-large council member Erica Gilmore have already announced they are running as well. Reporting live at the Metro Courthouse, Emily Luxon, News Channel 5.
Emily, thank you. A tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. by a group of teenagers. They are marching from northern Mississippi to Memphis in honor of the civil rights leader on the 50th anniversary of his assassination. The group posted this photo about 6 hours ago when they made it to the Mississippi-Tennessee state line. The 6 middle, high school, and college students started their walk from the town of Dundee. That's about 50 miles from Memphis. Tomorrow morning, they will begin their march at 9 a.m. and be escorted by police for a 13-mile march across Memphis. They plan to attend events commemorating Dr. King's death and legacy on Wednesday. News Channel 5 will be in Memphis on Wednesday as well. Our crew will bring you coverage of events for the 50th anniversary commemoration of the life and legacy of Dr. King. So be sure to join us on air and, of course, online as well. A man receives money from ISIS, and now he's the one that will spend the next 20 years in prison.
Then an exhibit with a mission, why clothes are on display at MTSU. And a pop star returns to her country roots at a famous Nashville venue. You're watching News Channel 5 at 10. New tonight, a terrorism investigation with an unusual twist. FBI officials say ISIS transferred money to an Egyptian American who was living in Maryland. And now that recipient will spend 20 years in prison. Investigators say this is the only case they're aware of in which someone here in the U.S. was charged with receiving ISIS funds from overseas for the purpose of carrying out an attack. The suspect took a plea deal. His attorneys say he never acted on his words.
President Trump tweeted this morning saying DACA is dead, blaming Democrats and Mexico. Congress gave the president only $1.6 billion for a border wall instead of the $25 billion he requested, so he is pulling his support of DACA. The president claims caravans of undocumented immigrants are coming into the U.S. through Mexico and threatened to end NAFTA if Mexico doesn't do more to stop illegal immigration. Investors are selling off over possible fears of a trade war with China, with both the U.S. and China imposing new tariffs on imports. The Dow fell nearly 2% as experts call the first quarter of 2018 the worst for Wall Street in the last 2 years. The so-called FANG stocks, that's Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, have seen their market value drop by about $324 billion in, get this, the past 2 weeks. 2 people are dead after a head-on plane crash. It happened just a short time ago at an airport in Marion, Indiana. A plane was trying to take off when it collided with the tail of a plane that had just landed. The FAA says the airport does not have an air traffic control tower and the pilots did not properly communicate.
In the wake of the Me Too movement, a new exhibit at a Midstate campus hopes to dispel a myth surrounding sexual assault and the clothes the victim was wearing. News Channel 5's Jason Lamb got a look at this new exhibit and talked with the people behind it.
The exhibit deals with some pretty serious subject matter. The clothes victims were wearing when they were sexually assaulted, all to get others to stop asking the question that can sometimes follow. What were you wearing? Today is the first full day for the exhibit, meant to combat a myth about sexual assault.
It's designed to counter a mistaken belief that what a person chooses to wear could somehow invite sexual assault.
And organizers say that myth is busted with a wide range of clothes on display.
There's everything from jeans and t-shirts to army fatigues to traditional Indian apparel.
By each outfit, a story by the anonymous person sexually assaulted. The woman in army fatigues said, "I was carrying a gun. So much for that preventing anything." Students who helped put the display together got several student groups around campus to volunteer to be a part of the display as well.
To have seen all the student groups come together and volunteer and hang this stuff up, it's just been really nice to see this side of campus, to see everyone working together for something that's going to benefit everyone.
Organizers say they hope this exhibit will encourage those who see it to help put the blame of sexual assault where it belongs, on the perpetrators, not the victims. MTSU students can contribute to the project by sending their story in an anonymous text. We have the number on newschannel5.com. In Murfreesboro, Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.
Important story. Thank you, Jason. A surprise guest at the famous Bluebird Cafe. Taylor Swift returned to her country roots Saturday night by strumming a guitar and shooting some whiskey. The pop star posted this picture on Instagram, joining songwriter Craig Weissman for an acoustic performance. The Tennessean reports the singer played some of her own hits, as well as the Grammy-nominated song Better Man, the one that she wrote for Little Big Town. The last time Taylor performed at the Bluebird, she was just 14 years old.
Wow. She's a household name, but some folks aren't, but you still know their hits. And this week, the songwriters behind the tracks you love will be performing all over Music City. It's the Tin Pan South Songwriters Festival, kicked off tonight with a big party up on Demundrian Hill. Going 26 years strong now, the festival showcases more than 250 songwriters over 5 days and spread throughout 10 venues. The music begins tomorrow. If you'd like lineup and ticket information, head to our website, newschannel5.com.
Possible severe weather headed our way tomorrow. Folks got to be aware.
Yeah, and definitely a cold front that is going to bring us back down to feeling like winter.
Right.
Before it gets here, though, some folks will hit 80 degrees tomorrow.
Nice.
Yowza. If we could just hold that and keep it without the fireworks, that's what we need. So heat, a factor for the storms tomorrow night. Wind also a factor, and that's actually what I want to start with because it's something that you'll notice all day long. A wind advisory starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow and it goes to 10 p.m. And that's because ahead of this cold front, the wind is going to be howling out of the south. Strong straight line winds sustained between 20 and 30, and there'll be some gusts tomorrow afternoon of 40 miles an hour all by itself. No thunderstorms needed for that. So imagine when those thunderstorms get here, that's just going to add insult to injury. This is what it looks like with some computer modeling. I've added the wind field to this since that's